In August of 2016, heavy rains from a slow-moving, low-pressure system caused local rivers and streams to jump their banks, sending floodwaters into surrounding villages in Louisiana. The catastrophic flood devastating Louisiana is now the worst natural disaster to strike the United States since Hurricane Sandy, according to the Red Cross. Thousands of people in Louisiana have lost everything they own, and now people are left with nothing. As a truck driver driving through this area and seeing people's belongings lined up alongside the street, waiting for someone to pick it up is heart-wrenching. I can't even imagine what the inside of their houses and businesses look like. I dropped off a load of water at the Walmart there in Robert and went to northern Louisiana where things were a little bit more normal. We're hauling deer corn today. It just looks like regular old field corn, which is probably what it is. Out here in Louisiana, where everybody's friendly. Alright, they've actually loaded us that fast. 10-minute load. I gotta love that. And let's get out of here. It's another heavy one. It's not as bad as 45,000, it's 40,000. That's a very deep dock they have. Steep and deep. And if you weren't hearing the sound of the truck, you could hear the meadow and the bugs and the crickets and every other kind of animal out there making its noise. Let's shut the door.
You are watching Adventures in Trucking with Indiana Jack.
Go ahead, see the clipboard in. Good morning.
Morning. Yes?
I get anything on that number now.
I have never come to this customer where it wasn't a problem. And they won't give me the load. This is for the flood victims in Robert, Louisiana, where they're desperate for supplies, but Gatorade won't give the order out. Just because one number's off. Well, I've been here for 2 hours. Going back up to the window. Their boss says to try it again, the boss of this plant. All right, I got to the bottom of the problem. They sent me to the wrong address. So I'm going to another address, which I didn't know anything about. They said, well, why did you go to this address? We, as truck drivers, we only know where to go, where they send us. I don't know these things just automatically. So I'm going to the other address. Plus, I just went through a swarm of bugs and totally thrashed my windshield with bugs, so now I gotta stop and get that, gotta put some elbow grease into my windshields. Of course, you guys just always sit there and don't help. What was that? Okay. So that Terry isn't here? Oh. So, but I know I'm gonna go there and it's just gonna be another speaker here. That lady's not gonna hear me anymore.
Yeah, no. He said if they've been refusing you there, they shouldn't have. They shouldn't have been doing that. So he's calling the manager there.
All right. They're sorry about that. Now I gotta go back to the other place. This place sucks. Well, we're gonna leave the second plant here. And we're gonna go to QT to get a sandwich. Whenever there's hysteria like this, if you eat a sandwich, it makes it helps you to feel better. Plus, I'm starving to death. The issue is today, I think this, but I'm just guessing. Because Louisiana is in hysteria mode because of the floods there. Someone from the Red Cross or whoever ordered this, you know, it's some guy, some executive with the phone like this, and he's scribbling it down on a piece of paper, and then he loses the paper or something, then he calls the plant like this, and then nothing gets done the right way when you're in panic mode. And that goes for any natural disaster. At least I'm hoping that's what this is. the worst part of this part 2, is I have to now go back over to the soup Nazis and talk to the glass window again. Who is that lady behind the curtain? I am the soup Nazi, she says. I never have problems at QT. Well, I just got a message that says what? Jack, go back to original address and they will live load you now. Oh, now it's a live load. This is not my carrier's fault, it's the fault of the customer. Actually, the guys that I deal with, even though it's the weekend, they're really good. So I don't fault them. All right, well, they gave me a door. They put it in, put another trailer in a door, so I got to get rid of this empty and then wait for it to be loaded. But they finally got to the bottom of it. I don't know what the solution was, but bottom line is I'm getting loaded. All right, I'm dropping off this 2016 trailer. And hopefully I'll be getting one that's just as good as this one. Let's go hook up to it, or wait for them to load it and then hook up. Well, we've made it an extra 80 miles from Atlanta. We are now in Oxford, Alabama. And this lot that I used to park in, it closed down because the Chinese restaurant closed down, and now it's opened back up, so I can park here again. Because the truckers, I think they keep taking down the road. If you'll see the orange barrels here, they've tried to block this off. But this morning when I came by here, it was all full. Tonight it'll be all full again. So, this is home for the night. I don't know how much the neighbors like it. That used to be a good little Chinese restaurant, but not good enough to stay open. I was coming along this freeway a few months ago, and this man and this lady, a married couple, came up beside me and they kept wanting me to stop. And I don't know if they were weirdos or if they were friendly or what, but I never stopped. Right here, they wanted me to stop here. And if you're watching this, I'm sorry I didn't stop that time, but I just won't. If somebody pulls up next to me, I can't just stop in the middle of the freeway or on the side or anything. So anyway, Oxford, Alabama for the night. Well, it's been 24 hours. We just arrived here at Robert, Louisiana. All these trucks are here to be unloaded because of all the devastation here and from the damage that you've seen. It's unbelievable. It's a good thing you have trucks to bring the product in a disaster like this. On a lighter note, it's love bug season, so I cleaned my windshield this morning, even after you saw it yesterday, and all these love bugs have just thrashed my windshield again. So we're gonna have to go get them get them cleaned by me. For those of you that don't know what love bugs are, they started out in Florida, Central Florida, and they're a bug that just has a very short life. All they do is mate, from what I understand. They're born, they find another love bug to mate with, and that's all they do, and then they die on our windshields primarily. But they're really annoying. When the trucks and cars hit them, they smear all over them, and the acid will eat the paint right off of your vehicle, so you have to wash it off right away, otherwise
That damn Bronx just took up a wintry.
I actually found it empty here. But I gotta get the windshields done. Do you know what those ominous clouds mean? Yes, nasty tornadoes, lightning, wind damage, carnage, but it also means rain. To get the bugs off my windows, which is a good thing. Well, I was going to stay here tonight, but I guess I won't. Look at those clean windshields, will ya? Well, I asked the manager if I could park here overnight, and they said no. So there's 2 apps online that say you can park here overnight. But then there's that sign that I showed you, and then the manager said no. So I understand if they let trucks park here all the time, they'd be running over those cart return and throwing trash all over. Not all truckers, but a certain percentage of them. So they always ruin it for all of us. I got a sandwich, and now I'm going to go to a truck stop. It's a truck stop that I don't like, and I'm only bobtailing. I could probably get away with parking behind Home Depot or something, but I always feel safer at a truck stop.